What's up? On May 26th, I'm here to give you my ROH Hate Chapter 2 and Salvation reviews. I know this is my first video in about 2 weeks, but I'm sorry with my, college, and I don't really have to apologize for this, honestly, but, because I do care about you guys, but college, and I did join a fraternity, Alpha Epsilon Pi, and, those two things are kind of taking a lot of my time out. I haven't watched any TV, literally. It just tidbits of Sports Center, like no wrestling on TV. Like it's just the first, like right now it's the first time. I just watched Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. First time I've watched any wrestling TV in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm having the time of my life at college, but it's taking a lot out of me, a lot of my time. So I just finished these shows. Like I finished this show on yesterday actually, and I had watched this about a week before. So it took me that long to finish the show, and I did have a trip to Florida in between there. So let's just get to these reviews. Hey, Chapter 2, definitely they were saving a little bit of stuff for the Chicago show the next night, Salvation, but they definitely found a way to make everything kind of interesting. And this was a great show, to be honest. I really, really liked it. 3 great matches. Let's get right to it. Opener being the House of Truth versus the Bravado Brothers. I think I'm the only one that's really saying this, but every match the Bravado Brothers are in, they make sort of entertaining. I mean, it's not going to be like a good to great match, but, they do their stuff well. I mean, they go on through with the talent team like the House of Truth, and they put on like 5 minutes, and it was entertaining. I really liked it, actually, for what it was, 2 stars. Then you got probably the worst match of the night, Erick Steen versus Grizzly Redwood. Not much here, just they went out here and tried to make Grizzly look like a viable opponent to Erick Stevens, and that really didn't work. So it was kind of hard. It was pretty hard to sit through. Starting a quarter, then we got the whole embassy and Necro thing, and Rasche Brown came out, and that was just how much that meant was nothing. So didn't really come off that well. So and then the card finally picked up. Roderick strong Colt Cabana. I did expect this to actually be a little bit better, but they really didn't do all that much here for whatever reason. I mean, Colt Cabana was doing a sticking more of his comedy thing, and Roderick Strong's kind of just getting into a little bit of the House of Truth mold here. So it's understandable that he's just not going to like put on a good match here with them. I mean, I know they put on a pretty good match to their end to the Toronto Gauntlet at Death Before Dishonor 8 was very good. I wish they would have played off of that a little better, but they really didn't. They just kind of went out here and just put on an okay match. It was pretty good, but it wasn't. I wouldn't call it good. 2 3/4. Then we got the Ring of Honor return of the Young Bucks, also known as Generation Me and TNA, versus the American Wolves. This match was supposed to happen at Clash of the Contenders, but because of Eddie Edwards' elbow injury, it did not happen, so it happened here at the next Collinsville show. This was a great match. Honestly, I thought this was the better of the 2 Generation Me matches during the night, during this weekend. Actually, I thought this one was better than the Kings of Wrestling match for whatever reason, because this match, the Kings of Wrestling, I'll get into that later, but this match I almost gave 4 1/4. It's about the strongest 4-star match I've seen this year. But it really didn't get. There were some parts in the early beginning of the match that it prevented it from getting to that next level, so I couldn't give it that high of a rating. But still, just these 2 teams have had great matches. Like their match on HDNet might be the best match in HDNet history. Definitely the best tag match. These 2 teams have great chemistry, and I'm glad they got to show this again, because they haven't had a match in a while, considering the Generation Me has been in TNA, and the American Wolves haven't gone to TNA or anything like that. They've been purely an independent team. So finally good to see these 2 teams mix it up again, and the finishing sequence was amazing. This is another reason I feel kind of bad that I don't give it 4 1/4, but I really just can't. 4 stars, definitely worth going out of your way to see. Then we get the Ring of Honor World Champion Tyler Black, Delirious, and Jerry Lynn teaming up to take on that team of Austiners and the All Night Express, Rhett, Titus, and Kenny King in a 6-man tag. It was good, but it was nothing special, though, really. All of them kind of just went out there and did their stuff against each other. No one was kind of overused, and no one was really underused at all. Just they all went out there and did like the moves against each other, and that was that. A pretty good storyline match setting up the Delirious, Austin Aries feud, which kind of just ended kind of quickly though. But they were doing a good job of setting that up for whatever feud ender they were going to have. And then at the end of the match, Tyler Black, Kevin Steen ran out to attack Tyler Black, which brought out Generico, and then they started here. I don't know what it is with the match between these two, but you can just feel. I mean, this is probably why the show is called Hate Chapter 2. You can just literally feel the hate between these two, and this is why I think this angle is just so amazing. It's just awesome because you can just feel it. Like you don't even you can just like it's coming through the screen to you. Like, and Steen is just on such a roll right now. It's not even funny. Kevin Steen's just on another level with how good he's doing as a heel. Now Generico plays his role, kind of the friend in peril, coming out and standing up to the bully kind of thing greatly, and I love it. It's 4 stars, and it did end in a DQ. Sorry to spoil it, but you've probably already seen it, but whatever. And that's how good of a match this was, I felt. Then we got to the main event, and this is a kind of an interesting note on commentary, which I actually did like to hear on commentary. I wish they'd do stuff like this more often, is that this is the first show where, in Ring of Honor history, that women have been in the main event. The Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero, Claudia Castagnoli, and Sara Del Rey versus the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark, and Amazing Kong. This is a great match. Loved all the intergender interaction. You know, usually some promotions cannot do this because they just make it unbelievable and stuff like that. Ring of Honor, they did a great job of just selling everything here all together. Awesome Kong did look good, and they set up her and Del Rey the next night great. Briscoe brothers and Kings Wrestling do have amazing chemistry, so they kind of played off of that a little bit. And the one person who actually impressed me the most here would have to be Del Rey, to be honest. She held her own with the Briscoes and Kong. She looked awesome. I mean, no pun intended, but she looked great. Loved it. And that was probably actually the 3rd best match of the night. Kind of tied with Steen and Generico, but American Wolves Generation Me was definitely the match of the night. Overall, this is a great show, 8.0. Definitely pick it up. Definitely 3 great matches on here. Alright, let's get to Salvation the next night. This was the better of the 2 shows, and this was also great. But this probably did have the weakest match of the weekend on it as the opener. Erick Stevens and the Necro Butcher of the Embassy taking on Rasche Brown and Grizzly Redwood. This didn't go all that long, and this was just basically a tag team version of what happened the night before, which was which is hard to sit through. So you add in Necro Butcher and Rasche Brown, and you make those 2 not hard to sit through. So, you know, with more talent in there, I expected this to be a little bit better, but it wasn't at all. So worst match of the weekend, star and a quarter actually. I'm gonna bump that down from a 1.5 to a 1.25 because it was, it should have been a ton better than it was. Then we get to Sara Del Rey versus Amazing Kong. I have no idea why this wasn't higher up on the card and didn't get more time again. I don't know. I mean, and I thought maybe because the Chicago area holds all the Shimmer shows except for one in history, that I thought they might have done a little something better here, but they didn't. But for what they did, it was good. I liked it. Del Rey looked good. Awesome Kong looked good. Hopefully they get more of an involvement of women in Ring of Honor. I really think women like Del Rey and Hayes are really stepping up their game for something like this. Like, hopefully during Final Battle Weekend they can do some like Shimmer 4-way title match, like Del Rey. I'm really hoping it's Del Rey and Hayes have to be 2 of them. I'm really hoping they bring in Cheerleader Melissa. I think her style really, really would work for a woman in Ring of Honor, and probably Awesome Kong, because I know they can put on good matches. So that would be my take on that. 2 3/4. Then we get to another Tag Wars match. Briscoe Brothers versus the House of Truth. This every time I see the House of Truth, I see they are improving. I really, really like them. And they could have been built up from this point on if they had won, but I didn't think they were going to win. But honestly, I think that the tag match at Final Battle should be a World Tag Team Title match in some retrospect. So the only team I could have thought of, 2 teams I could have thought of, were the All Night Express and the House of Truth. So maybe this could have been the springboard to start their run towards the Kings, honestly, because of where Roderick is in the company now. But overall, this was a good match. Definitely liked it. The Chicago crowd knows who the House of Truth are very well because of their involvement in AEW. They definitely were more into this match than it would have been in other cities. I really like this 3.5. Then we got to Roderick Strong versus Austin Aries. I did expect a lot out of this because of how good chemistry they've had and all their history. This kind of did under-deliver in a little bit of a retrospect. but I still did really like it. 3.5 again. Then we got to Jerry Lynn and Delirious versus the All Night Express. This match was good. Not as good as the other two matches before this, but I definitely like how they made the All Night Express look. I definitely think that they should be in a higher pedestal in Ring of Honor, and maybe they can get that chance now that Aries is gone. Maybe that he can take Kenny King and Rhett to kind of take his role on and maybe elevate themselves, which I think would be good. More than that, I don't know why it's good to see Jerry Lynn back in Ring of Honor. I know he's injured now, so he's not going to be back in Ring of Honor for a little while. And Delirious, now that he's Booker, is not going to be an on-screen character. So it's good to see these two here. So 3 stars. Then we got to the American Wolves versus Colt, Cabana, and Generico. This was a little bit better than the match from Phoenix Rising, because Cabana got to do a little bit more of his stuff against Davey Richards, which was very good. I don't know why these two haven't had a singles match yet, because I think it would be great. I'd love to see it. And Cabana and Edwards have had good chemistry for some of their stuff they've done on HDNet, so I really liked that. And then Generico's had chemistry from the Wolves when Steen was his partner from all of that. So they just threw it all together, and it was a very good match. I really liked it. Almost great, but not really. 3 3/4. Then we got to the Kings of Wrestling versus Generation Me, Young Bucks. I expected a lot more out of this. This match kind of ended a little bit out of nowhere. If this match had gone at this pace for 5 to 6 more minutes, this could have been amazing. This match just kind of ended. I'm using this the match. This is the match I always have in mind, is Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Go Shiozaki from Wrestle Kingdom 4, as that is this Kings of Wrestling Generation Me and that match are perfect examples of go at that same pace at the end of that match for 5 to 6 more minutes, and you could have something amazing. Those are a perfect example of those types of matches. This did not get enough time, in my opinion. When there are definitely some matches that Ring of Honor does, they get too much time. There wasn't really an example of that on either of these shows, but they definitely do that from time to time, and probably a little more often than they probably should, honestly. But this was still great. Love to see Generation Me back in Ring of Honor. I really wish they would do more indie shows, or because I really do miss them, because they are amazing. And the Kings of Wrestling, of course, are the best tag team in the world. They are just awesome. So I thought throwing them together would have been a little bit easier of an amazing match, but it wasn't. 4 stars. Then we got to the main event: Tyler Black versus Kevin Steen for the Ring of Honor World Title. This was a totally different type of Ring of Honor World Title match than we're used to, especially from Tyler Black. His matches are usually athletic and drawn out. This is a storyline Ring of Honor World Title match, and I really loved it. Honestly, it was a breath of fresh air, especially coming from a guy from Kevin Steen who hasn't had a truly good singles match, or a main event quality singles match. I know he had a great opener with what's his name, El Generico at Death Before Dishonor 8, but I mean this might be his second best singles match of his career, besides the one he had at Northern Navigation with Nigel. Well, in Ring of Honor anyway, because he had a match with Super Dragon and PWG, which is just off the charts. But I definitely like how both guys looked here. They made Black look really strong, and I really like that here. This is a strong 4 1/4. Not enough to make anywhere close to my match of the year countdown, but still definitely an awesome match. I loved it. Overall, I'm going to give this show an 8.5. Definitely pick it up. Hopefully I can do more videos coming up. I mean, I'm definitely not leaving YouTube or anything close to that. No way in hell. Because I do care about you guys. I actually have only one more match to watch on PWG 7. I got Evolve 4 in the mail. TGO Save up in the Northern Gate. And I'm going to try and work some stuff out to make those entertaining for you guys, because I know they are kind of late. I also got Eye to Eye and Through Savage Progress, Caught to the Jungle Line, the 2 Minami Toyota Chikara shows in. So, and I got some other things planned, so hopefully you guys stick around. Thanks for watching, and I know this it's been a long 2 weeks for you guys, but I definitely am back for the long haul. I'll see you guys later.